Reverend Jenga, and I'm a priest of the Congregation of Holy Cross. I'm also the president of Holy Cross Family Ministries. It is a ministry that was founded by Father Patrick Payton, just behind me over here. And it is a ministry that focuses on the spiritual well-being of families. Father Payton is a media figure here in the United States, where I am right now. I'm here in Easton, just 20 minutes outside of the city of Boston. So this is the global headquarters of this ministry that is present in 17 countries and also runs 27 ministry centers around the world. We also run Holy Cross Family Theater Productions in California, which in Hollywood, California, which is a film production company that is attached to this same organization. So thank you for joining us, and I'm just going to start by giving you a little bit of history about this organization. This organization was started in the 1940s, and it was started by this Father Payton, who fell sick with tuberculosis, and he didn't know what to do. The doctors told him there is nothing we can do about this. But this man committed himself to prayer, especially through our Blessed Mother Mary, and asked for a favor. And God was able to grant that favor, and the man received a healing. This man said, I'm going to commit the rest of my priesthood to teaching people about the power of prayer, especially the rosary, because that is the prayer of Mary. So when he was ordained, he spent years and years traveling to so many countries and holding all these huge rosary rallies in different cities that drew sometimes even millions of people. In Brazil, in Manila in the Philippines, in Toronto, Canada, in Nairobi, Kenya, even in Kivubo, Uganda. They had a very big rally there. There was rallies also in Fort Portal, and so many people on the African continent as well. The strategy of Father Payton was very simple. He spoke from his heart. I know how prayer is powerful, and I know how prayer can be able to do miracles for people, because I've seen it in my personal life. I was dying. I have the medical records of where the doctors told me this case is beyond our capacity, and basically they wrote me off. So it was very testimonial, and testimonies have power in them, because you can't contest a story of somebody. And that's what he shared, and his main target was simply, how do we return God in our families? When families learn how to pray and connect with God, it changes the way how they do business, or the way how they interact with each other. Because God is love, God is mercy, God is forgiveness, God is tolerance, God is patience with each other. This is what is, when you allow God to come in your family, these are the fruits that happen there. So that's what the message that he went about sharing with the rest of the world. He was a man who was honored by popes. He was a man honored by presidents because of his message around family prayer, and also about family life and how we can be able to improve family life. He's the man who came up with the message that the family that prays together stays together. If you've ever heard that expression, he's the man who created that message. And it is now in the public domain. Anybody can do with it whatever they want, but this is the organization that started it. He had all these huge rallies that brought in millions of people. And they used to be called crusades, and later on they came to be called rallies. So it is a form of popular piety that he promoted about a very basic, simple message that ended up becoming powerful. Father Peyton is buried in a grave that is not too far away from where I am speaking, from this global headquarters of this ministry. And he's a man who is on the road to sainthood. In the Catholic Church, there are steps to declaring a person a saint. You start off as a servant of God, and when there is a miracle that happens through your intercession, you move on to becoming a venerable. Rome declares you a venerable, and when another miracle again happens, you are declared a blessed, and when another miracle happens, then you are becoming a saint. So he's a venerable. We have a possible miracle that we submitted to Rome, and we think at some point we're waiting for Rome to give us a feedback. So doctors have to review it, and theologians, and the cardinal seat, and the Pope has to give a thumbs up. So that is what is happening with the cause of Father Peyton. The church needs a saint for the families, given what is happening in our families. The alcoholism, the abandonment of the faith, the domestic violence, the absence of parents and spouses. There is just too much that needs attention at this time in family life. The economic pressures that are in the families, we need a saint that we can run to who cares so much about family life, and we can ask him, please intercede for us. This is where our burden is. This is where our challenge is at this particular time. And so that is the man that we are praying for, that he becomes a saint. As you heard, the ministry is everywhere. It's in Ghana, it is in Kenya, it is in Uganda, it is in Tanzania, it is in Bangladesh, it is in India, it is in the Philippines, it's in Canada, the United States, Peru, Brazil, and Chile. We have full-time teams that use media extensively to share our message. Father Peyton was very strategic right from his beginnings about employing media at the service of the gospel and the service of the message that he had. That's why we have that family theater productions. And our teams around the world use radio a lot. We are very big on the internet. We also do a lot of television stuff and a lot of print media to share the message. Our style is the style of new evangelization, where God has given us all these gifts, and how can we be able to use them to share the message of Christ, and also to promote the love for our Blessed Mother. So that is what we are. And also Father Peyton was very strategic in the way how he brought on board everybody. He went to Hollywood and looked for the big names in the film industry at that time, and asked them to donate their time and their fame to the promotion of this important message about family life and family prayer. So people like Bing Crosby and the others, those are Loretta Young, all of them were asked to come and be part of this work. Maybe we can also be able to look at this kind of approach in some of the places where we work. Look for some influencers and people with the influence and big names, and ask them to donate their fame and their name to the promotion of the gospel. So again, thank you for listening to me, and you can be able to check us out on so many of our websites. But the major one is look for Holy Cross Family Ministries. We are big on social media. There are websites. You can look for FamilyRosary.org. It's also available. You can also look for Family Theater Productions. There are websites, and we also have a lot of social media platforms that we use.
There is something to take seriously, and that's prayer. 'Cause nothing's greater than prayer in the family. If we pray together as a family, we stay together as one in love. 'Cause family prayer is what we need.